advice is knowing the tides. The tides in this area, really, study it before you leave and fully understand the tides about this island. As you can see behind us, the tide is going out, but you have to make sure that you know the exact time that the tides are coming in, coming out. High tides and low tides. Because we all know that the full moon totally affects everything when it comes to the tide. That's my number one advice when it comes to doing it yourself. Fly fishing here on the island. Yeah, what your advice?
Totally agree with the tide situation. You really need to make an arrangement. If you don't spend money on a nice flat boat, get a kayak or an inflatable canoe like we've done.
Yes.
Because the tide will go up or go down, and you'll get trapped at some point. You don't want to be in high tide and neck deep water that was ankle deep 2 hours before. So
Yes.
it can go up 3 feet or drop 3 feet in a matter of hours.
Yes.
It doesn't take long at all. It's amazing.
You don't want to be wading out too far because you're zoomed into a big, beautiful bonefish. You don't want to wade out too far because the tide will come in and then you're stuck.
You got your kayak.
Yep. You have your kayak.
Just waiting on your own. For instance, I didn't find this. The tide gets all the way out. You'll see what looks like a desert out there. The channel right behind it is about 8 feet deep. And a low tide it's about 4 feet. And high tide it's 8 or 9 feet. You don't mean in neck deep water going out and 10 feet deep water coming back in. So you gotta come flats. It doesn't matter if it comes up or goes down. You go around it. You just have to be aware of that. And before we came down, all the information from blogs and other people who suggested some concepts or ideas on what to do, they didn't stress that tide change.
Yes.
And we would like to do that. That's just very important. You're not going to walk out anywhere, start fishing, and walk back in less than a 2-hour block. If you're out there for any time, you're going to be on dry sand or chest deep water
Yes.
in a few hours. So you definitely need some way to get back, like a raft or some type of a canoe, as we suggested. A kayak is fine, but they're not as maneuverable. They're not as light as you think they are. So if you want to rent one,
Yes.
put in the back of an SUV or a Jeep, it's a load. We found that out. So we've gone to an inflatable canoe, which works just fine.
Yes, it's perfect.
It doesn't weigh anything. We go anywhere we want. It doesn't need any water to get through. A couple inches of water, you can still keep moving. Most of the flats are solid sand, so it's no problem. But some of it is mucky. Just cannot weight it. So with the canoe, it's not as easy to fish. You still can cast and catch fish, but you cannot get out and wade everywhere. It's just not like that.
Once again, our number one advice is study the tides, get a kayak, know the waters before you leave, study which areas are solid and which areas that are soft. You'll have a great time here on the island doing it yourself.
Now, let us add though that before we say goodbye,
Okay.
there are no fly shops.
Oh, yes.
You can't bring enough flies, so you need to have some fly tying skill to repair the ones that get
Yes.
half destroyed or completely lost. You've got barracuda, needlefish, coral, mangroves. When you catch one,
Yes.
they will get in there. That generally at the end of it. Occasionally you can still get fish out. If you fly. In most cases that fly is gone.
Yes. So
But
make
you're
sure.
going to lose flies. Paycheck, buying all the flies that you need, and we found they don't bite everything.
Yes.
They find
Array
a
of
couple
flies.
things that they start to feel comfortable with. You need to be able to replace those. You have fly tying skills, bring materials, replace those flies.
And if not, bring plenty of flies. So thanks again. Once again, Harbor Town Fly Fishing giving you advice on doing it yourself fishing in Exuma.
Bahamas.